Well, let's be cutting edge, shall we? Thursday is today we're recording this. The Republican led House passed a bill Thursday that would bar schools and colleges that receive federal money from allowing transgender athletes whose biological sex assigned at birth was male to compete on girls' or women's sports teams or athletic events. Now, we've dealt with this before. I mean, it's bizarre to me that here in 2023, we have to actually remind everybody that there are physical differences between men and women. Now, we have women's golf, we've got women's softball, we've got women's everything. We have women's weightlifting. And what we have is an astonishing absence of women who are trying to enter the men's division. Right? That doesn't happen, does it? But we have men who want to enter the women's division all the time. And it's being encouraged. Now, God damn it. Do you want a trophy that bad? Why? Why do you want a trophy that bad? You know? What is the deal with you? Why do you insist on displacing a woman from first place to second place? Because that's what's going to happen. You know that's what's going to happen. That's why you're doing it. You're unsuccessful in the men's division, so you want to go to the women's division. Now, why? It just puzzles me. I guess I'm just not a sufficiently competitive individual. But it's very, very strange that and they go on to say that the legislation known as the Protection of Women and Girls in Sports Act was approved by a party line vote of 219 to 203. It's unlikely to advance further since the Democratic-led Senate will not support it, and the White House said President Joe Biden would veto it. Now, that's not surprising. Whatever the wrong thing to do is, that's what the Biden administration will do. Every single time, without exception, the wrong thing is what they'll do. All right? Here's what's this is the interesting part of this story. This is from CBS News. Democrats said every child, regardless of gender identity, deserves the opportunity to belong to a team, and that preventing competitors from doing so sends the message that they don't matter. Why can't they belong to the men's team? To continue, Democrat Representative Pramila Jayapal of Washington, who has a transgender daughter, said Republicans were cruelly scapegoating transgender children to score political points. Of course, Democrats never try to score political points with this issue. No. She said 3/4 of transgender students report having experienced harassment or discrimination at school, and many have considered suicide. Is that before or after they tried to get on the women's team? I don't know. That wasn't listed. These bills tell some of the most vulnerable children in our country that they do not belong. Jayapal, shame on you. Well, they do belong, but they belong on the men's team. If they want to compete, they can compete on the men's team. No one is keeping them from competing on the men's team. Now, you want them on the women's team so they can win, don't you? All right? And here's a confusing statement that I just don't understand from the governor, the Republican governor of Utah, Spencer Cox. who last year vetoed a bill banning transgender students from playing girls' sports. Cox said, "I struggle to understand so much of it, and the science is conflicting." No, it's not. No, the politics is conflicting. When in doubt, however, I always try to err on the side of kindness, mercy, and compassion. Now, Governor Cox, what happens to the girl in the women's division who gets put into second place because you allowed a boy in her division to beat her? Where is your compassion for her? Where is the compassion for the women who are adversely affected by this political posturing bullshit? Where is your compassion for them? Where's your compassion for the girl that trained 4 years, her ass off for 4 years to compete in a sport, and who suddenly was displaced by Leah Thomas, a cock and balls boy? Where is your compassion for the women who are adversely affected by this policy? Where's your compassion for them? As I have said several times, the only way this gets fixed is if all of the women in the women's division at the meet where the boy is allowed to enter their division, if all of the women put all of their shit in their gym bags, get up and walk off stage and go out into chairs and sit there and let the guy compete by himself. That's the only way to deal with this. And I am sorry that our politicians are such craven dogs that they make this position necessary, that they put you in a position to having to do this because they won't do their jobs because they are cowardly fucks. That's who they all are. They're cowardly fucks. They won't say no when no is the obvious answer. And I don't know what to tell you. I'm embarrassed by them too. But that's the only way to deal with this. And, you know, you girls we fought for this for decades. We got you places to compete. We've got you places to do the sports that you wanted to do. And now this political bullshit in 2023 comes along, and here you are back in the 1940s again. Thanks for watching.